What's up, everybody? Noble Comics here to ask, could Solid Snake infiltrate the Batcave? Here's the scenario that we've got. Snake gets a mission from the Colonel. During a transport of a sensitive document through Gotham City, the caravan was attacked by some unnamed supervillain. Batman defeated the villain, but took the document back with him home to the Batcave. And now, Snake is being tasked with infiltrating the Batcave, retrieving the document, and exfiltrating successfully. Could he do it? And as a point of clarification here, we're going to say that 1. Batman is not in the Batcave. 2. This is sort of a composite Solid Snake, so I'll be taking things that he did back in 1 and 2, and also stuff from 4, though I'm assuming that he is his Foxhound version of the character. And I am not going to be wrapping in feats from Big Boss, even though I think that is valid. I'm not going to be doing that here because I don't think it's necessary. So, could Solid Snake do it, and what would that look like? Well, first, let's see what is Solid Snake working with. As far as gear goes, he's going to have his stealth suit, which we know regulates his body temperature, keeps the sweat out, and is essentially bulletproof, helps with his stamina, helps with his damage resistance, and his physical strength. We're going to give him the Octo Camo from Metal Gear Solid 4, which essentially allows him to perfectly blend in with his environment. It takes on both the appearance and the texture of its environment. And it also makes him pretty much invisible to infrared, and the advanced Metal Gear AI is not able to detect him. And he has his stealth EMP, where he can essentially go actually invisible totally. Now, this is going to be a stealth mission, but just for security's sake, Snake will have some weapons and other gear with him. He'll have some explosives, he'll have a regular silenced pistol, probably some sleeping gas and other tranquilizers, things like that. I am also going to give him his Solid Eye from Metal Gear Solid 4, which basically gives him detective vision. So he has like night vision, he can zoom in, he can like see the body temperature and heartbeat of different people, he can see footprints left behind, see through walls essentially, see things that are normally hidden. And we'll just go ahead and give him his typical binoculars so that he can scout out Gotham City, Batman, things like that. And while that might all sound great, that sounds like pretty good gear for the job, how do we know that somebody like Snake could even pull something like this off? Well, we do know that he is a genetically modified soldier. He's a clone of Big Boss, one of the greatest soldiers to ever live, and Snake is seen to be greater than Big Boss, defeating him and a body double in the first 2 games. He's also called the greatest soldier alive, a living legend, the greatest stealth soldier to ever live. We've seen him take out multiple armed guards in hand-to-hand combat like it's nothing. We've seen him be able to shoot and kill with extreme accuracy, even taking out people who are supposed to be like the greatest snipers alive. He can beat them in a battle. He's defeated genetically and cybernetically enhanced individuals and soldiers, but none of that really matters, because if this does turn into a hand-to-hand combat, Batman is definitely going to win. But I think it is worth mentioning that Snake is extremely skilled. He is the best at what he does. He's one of the greatest soldiers to ever exist in nearly all regards. And for him, this would just be one more infiltration mission. Before this, he's infiltrated other impenetrable bases in Outer Heaven, Zanzibar Land, and Shadow Moses. Again, these are like nuclear black sites, spec ops, off-the-map type places that are locked down tighter than anywhere else on Earth. They're guarded by different Metal Gears with advanced AI. They're guarded by various other defenses, such as genetically enhanced soldiers who are part of a genome project to specifically have greater senses in order to detect people who are trying to break in. And he's fought against actual superhumans with psychic powers or lightning powers and things like that, but has still managed to sneak around, remain undetected, do whatever mission he has to do, and then be able to get out. Now, the stealth isn't always perfect because it is a video game, so there are some scripted events where he is supposed to get caught or he's supposed to fight a boss or something, so it can't be 100% stealth all the time. But regardless of that fact, we have seen him infiltrate, again, impenetrable fortresses, and sneak around and remain undetected by some of the greatest defenses that could exist at that time, including super soldiers who are created in order to have a greater ability to detect, and near sentient AI in the form of these Metal Gear who are supposed to be able to track down and detect people like him. He's a master of disguises as well, and can easily take out opponents quietly and non-lethally. But what does his opposition look like? What does the Batcave look like? And keep in mind, like I said, Batman is not here. We're going to assume that he's out on some mission. However, if an alarm happens to go off, he would retreat and go back to the Batcave. Alfred is going to be at the manor, so he can always go in and look if there's a problem. But we're assuming Batman and the extended Bat family are not home. So how secure is the Batcave itself? Now, you think of Batman, the most prepared superhero of all time, you'd think that his base would be the most impenetrable base of all time. And it does have quite a bit of security in it. However, we have seen it be breached before by other supervillains like the Joker, like Two-Face, Bane, Mirror Master, Ra's al Ghul. These people have all broken into the Batcave. Hugo Strange has as well. But we also know that the Batcave has a number of different entrances that you can use to get in. There's the main entrance, which would be through Wayne Manor itself. There is this clock that you can, if you set the time to a specific time, it'll open up and then you can go down into the Batcave. There's also the well on site that if you fall into, right, was sort of where Batman was inspired to become Batman himself, and that connects to the Batcave. But two other places that seem less secure would be just the general Gotham sewer system, which we know connects to the Batcave in multiple different ways. We've seen the Batmobile drive through the sewers and leave onto the road somewhere else in Gotham City. And we've also seen the sewers just lead to a standard iron bar door that connects to the Batcave itself. And we also know that there is a underwater entrance to the Batcave, as Batman's many boats and underwater vehicles need a way to get in and out. But inside the cave itself, what does the security look like? Well, it honestly seems pretty lax. We know that he has cameras and motion sensors all over the place. We know that his computer has different security measures in it where if anybody tampers with the files or if they're taken, first of all, you'd have to break through his extremely high-end encryptions, which is probably not going to happen. But even if you could, like we saw Mirror Master do, Batman would still be able to track down where his files went. Everything in there is going to be essentially hack-proof. It's not like you could steal a Batmobile or a Batplane or something like that. But as far as like turrets coming down from the sky and shooting at you or robotic guards taking you out, the Batcave doesn't really have any of that. The Batcave seems more hidden than hard to get into, even though it does require, right, the proper combinations and everything to actually get inside. It doesn't seem like there are many extreme measures to keep people out. If you do manage to get in, again, like Joker did, like Two-Face did, or any of these other characters, then I think that the security then is that pretty much anything inside the Batcave you would not be able to access, again, the Batcomputer, etc. But for this particular mission, that's not really what we're interested in. So I think it is fair to say that the target here is probably less secure than most, if not all, of the facilities or secret bases that Snake has had to infiltrate before, guarded by dozens of highly skilled or genetically enhanced mercenaries, superhumans, Metal Gears, things of that nature. It doesn't seem like the Batcave really holds up. So how would he actually get in? I think that Snake would probably be doing some reconnaissance of the area. He would be sitting somewhere in Gotham City watching Batman come and go for a few days, and would probably be able to pinpoint that the Batcave is somewhere beneath Wayne Manor. Then using his solid eye, or maybe just getting his hands on some city schematics, sewer structures, things like that, he could probably figure out some of the different entrances into the Batcave, or could at least reason them out, again, knowing that Batman has boats and things like that, that there must be some sort of water entrance to the cave. And I think that he would either attack the water entrance or the sewer entrance. The sewer entrance of the cave, as seen in Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, seems to be the least secure of all of them. It's a simple iron door that is locked and electrified. And anyone with knowledge of the sewer system could eventually find it. I think Snake could use some explosives, blow the door off its hinges, run in, get the file, and get out. It would almost certainly set off an alarm and Batman would be on his way, but again, using his stealth suit, using his octo camo invisibility, I think it is not unreasonable to say that Snake could escape through the sewer system, get out in Xville before Batman could catch him, because Batman would again probably be going to the Batcave first, not trying to go through the sewers or wherever to catch the person who stole the file. Alfred would definitely be the first line of defense here, but Snake would have no problem tranquilizing the guy and knocking him out before he left. That is a bit louder than Snake may want to be for this mission, but maybe he doesn't care. If he did want to take the more stealthy approach, I think he could always come in through the water entrance, kind of like he did in the first game. Now, I don't know here if you could simply swim up through Gotham Harbor into the Batcave, or if Batman has like some big metal gate that would have to open up to let the whatever Bat vehicle go out, then it would close immediately after. Though I would think that it would need access to the actual bay, and if that is the case, Snake could scuba down, again his suit regulating his temperature, making him invisible to infrared, if not just invisible altogether, he'd be able to swim into the Batcave. From there, it would be as simple as grabbing the file and then leaving. Though I don't know if he's invisible, if the Batcave would still detect motion. I would assume yes, because whenever we saw Mirror Master infiltrate the Batcave, the motion sensors did not detect him, even though he was visible. So it seems to be a physical detection rather than a visual one. So he may trip some sort of alarm on the way over. Regardless, I do think that he gets the intel and gets out with little trouble before Batman is able to make it home. Now, I feel like it's needless to say, even though Snake is a martial arts expert, a weapon expert, again, one of the greatest soldiers to ever live, if Batman were to catch him at home, it would just be over. Batman's martial arts are way superior to somebody like Snake, and if these two went toe-to-toe, Batman is definitely coming out on top. So speed, precision, and stealth really are the name of the game. Luckily, though, that is where Snake really excels, right? There's nobody on Earth who can do it quite as well as him. And for him, a task like this is really nothing new. Again, this would just be one more very secure place that he's had to infiltrate and get out before. And again, as far as those go, it's just probably on the lower end as far as security goes. The Batcave does seem to be built more for stealth, and I guess like interior, like technologically it's very secure, but actually getting into the place doesn't seem quite as secure as maybe you would think that it would be. And even though it is hidden and it is kind of a stealthy lair, somebody like Snake, or really anybody who's paying attention, would be able to notice, track, follow Batman, see the pattern of where does he come from and where does he go, back to Wayne Manor, beneath Wayne Manor, and be able to reason out that that is where the Batcave is. And Snake, being pretty much a tactical genius, I think would be able to do this no problem. So, all in all, would Snake be able to infiltrate the Batcave? I think that this is a definite yes. I think that he absolutely could infiltrate the Batcave, he could complete his mission successfully, and get out before Batman knew he was there. I think Snake is one of the greatest stealth masters in fiction, and the Batcave security really does not stack up to what Snake has faced and overcome in the past. So we're going to chalk this one up to a win for Solid Snake. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Snake would be able to complete this mission, or do you think he would fail? And are there any other scenarios or something that you would like me to look at in the future? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.